in this time. So Mr. Chair, that's my contribution to the debate.
Mr. Chair.
The Honourable David.
Could I take the opportunity to respond to those comments by Mr. McKelvey, which I thank him for? I agree that future governments need the power to control excessive levels of overseas investment in forestry, and that's what this bill does. And indeed, if this bill is not passed, because any forest and any land to be used for forest can be acquired as a forest registration right, it can be vacant land sold as a forest registration right. No, Amy Adams, you're absolutely wrong. I'm surprised that after having sat through at least half of the select, if the member had sat through and listened to her select committee, read her papers properly, she would understand that if this bill is not passed, listen please, if this bill is not passed, then New Zealand loses forever the right to control overseas purchases of forest land purchased as forest registration rights. And every freehold forest, every leasehold forest, every piece of land to be planted as a forest can alternatively be sold as a forest registration right for multiple rotations for 90 years plus, and at the moment that is not within the screening regime. So while I accept Mr McKelvey's concerns, I accept that it is possible that foreign direct investment in forestry can go so far, but the logical mistake that has been made by the National Party is unless this bill is passed, that is the status quo under the existing law, and New Zealand loses forever if we don't fix this before TPP comes into effect. New Zealand loses forever the right to control foreign ownerships of forests, because every forest in New Zealand, every one of them, can be transacted as a forest registration right, and they are not currently covered by the screening regime. In respect of the points that Mr McKelvey makes in respect of urban land markets, we agree. This is not the be-all and end-all of curing the housing crisis. We agree there are land supply issues in Auckland. The answer to that does not lie in this legislation. It lies in other legislation and policy measures that the government are proceeding with.
I call the Right Honourable David Carter.
Thank you very much, Mr Chairman. And the first point I want to make is in relation to the